Okay, we are back for part 3 of chapter 7, and this is Patricia Holmes. I haven't changed people on you, it's still me. So, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to add some text on the right hand side of this, but we're going to add a couple of rulers to help us keep our text aligned. So, we're going to come down here, I'm going to grab a horizontal, I'm going to put it at 2. I'm going to grab another vertical and I'm going to put it at the 8. See that 8? So we want our text right in here. We want to have a little margin and we want to have it make sure it's above the word digital text. Okay, so down here is a notepad that the author has provided. I want you to couple things. Make sure you're on the model layer before we do anything else. Click on that layer. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to click on this pad, and you're going to see text that's been provided for us. I want you to copy it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go woo, Command C. I'm going to close it out. Then I want you to click the horizontal text. And we want to make sure it's on something reasonable. So if we look over here at the character, it's at 14. It's basically what we left off at. And I'm going to put this on 0. So it's okay. We're going to edit it anyway. So I have my text tool selected. I'm going to hold the Shift key down. I'm going to drag a text box. It's about as much as I'm holding the Shift key down. That's about as much as it's going to let me do right now. I'm going to click in it, and I'm going to paste the text that's been provided for me. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to edit these words per the author. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the first 3 lines. You're going to see first of all that the new layer has been provided down here, and that's good. So we're going to select the trend issue. So go ahead and highlight it with your mouse. And the style is going to be regular. We're on the right font. The leading, let's come over here to character. Myriad Pro, regular. The font size should be 70. Okay, I got to type it in. 70. And the leading is going to be 55. Which is how it's stacked on top of each other. So let's type in, let's take 48. And tracking should be 50. Okay, and the color should be white. So we have white already. Hit OK. Okay, so we have the trend here. Let me take this mouse, expand this a little bit. Okay, good. You'll see everything else pushed down. We're missing the E on this. I'm just going to type it in there. And now what the author is going to have us do is just basically edit this. So trend, we're going to select just the word trend. Let me see how you can see everything that you put on here. So let me double click this. Let me zoom in here a little bit more so we all can see this a little bit better. Okay, good. Now I'm going to make sure I'm on that layer. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab my text tool. And I'm going to change the word trend. Double click it. Just that word trend. We want it to be bold. Let's come over here to be bold. No, not condensed. Just bold. Here we go. Down here, bold. Okay. And we're also going to end up changing that to green, to a green color. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not going in the exact order the author wants us to, but that's okay. I'm going to grab a green. That looks good. You're going to see it in just a second once we select out of it. All right. And then the rest of the text Let's go ahead and select out of it. Okay, good. So the rest of the text is going to be, okay, select rest character panel. Okay, that looks good. We're going to go what's hot. Let's go ahead and do what's hot. Select this. And that is going to be just what's hot. It's going to be a bold and a 28-point font. I'm going to go 24. I got to speed this up a little bit so this video isn't really long. And we're going to repeat the same thing here. What's not, we're going to highlight that. And we're going to go bold. And I'm going to pick 24 on this one. Okay, good. And the character panel, let's see, we are changing the rest to a little bit. Okay, good. We're going to change, we're just going to make these a little bit bigger. So I know this is 24, so let's come over here and let's say 18. And then we're going to make these a little bit bigger, but not too big because we want, let's leave it, let's go 16 on this. Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's click out of it. Okay, that looks good. And okay, let me take a look at what else we're doing here. Okay, and finally, to wrap this chapter up, we are going to add some vertical text right here, but we're going to make a little box first. So let's do this. Let's double click on the background layer, and we're going to make a vertical box. So we're going to pick the rectangle tool right here. We're going to click that, and we are going to drag. I'm going to drag a box right down here. And right now it's black, so let's go ahead and change that. We're going to double click the color, and we are going to get something closer to, let me hit cancel out of that. We're going to come over here and we're going to click this very close to what we're dealing with, but yet a little bit lighter, so you can see the color in there. Okay, and then we're going to come over here, we're going to hit the vertical text, and we are going to type in volume 9, VOL. Let's go make sure we're on our layers. So you see the rectangle layer that we just made, right? So we're going to come over here, and before I type anything right here, I'm double checking. I have black text, I have a reasonably sized font. Let's go ahead and go volume 9. I'm going to click enter. I'm going to take my move tool. I'm going to center it. Oops, I got to make sure I'm on the right layer. I was accidentally on the wrong layer. Click volume 9. I'm going to center that. Ooh, see, I'm glad this is happening because this is going to happen to you. Make sure we're good to go here. Okay. Move tool. Come on, cooperate with me. Oh, this thing is not, this is not going to want us to do this. Okay, so I want to move this, but I'm going to do this. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to move it on top of my layers here. At the very top, very good. Okay, now I'm going to take my move tool, I'm going to grab that volume 9, I'm going to move it. Okay, the reason why I did that is because this clipping mask is very dominant. It was causing me some problems. So if I go above it and keep the mask below it, I have more options here. I'm going to go ahead and double click this. I'm going to make this bold, the volume 9 bold. I'm going to select out of it. Okay, let's come back. Let's go back out of this so we can see the whole thing. Let's hit view, and let's just say 100%. Ooh, 100% is too bad. Too much. View, zoom out. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and turn off our ruler. And let's go ahead and turn off our, let's clear the guides. Click that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with chapter 7. So there's a couple changes I want to make, but I'm going to go ahead and stop right now while we're ahead. And let's go ahead and hit save, and let's wrap it up and call a completion. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Please complete this. Oh, there is one more thing that we need to do. This is a huge file. So what we want to do is we want to go to layer and we want to flatten this. So choose flatten image at the very bottom, choose flatten image, and it's all going to come into one layer. And then I want you to go ahead and save this as a JPEG after you flatten it. That way the file size will be very reasonable when you send it to me. Okay, thanks for listening.